Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're back. I guess I should probably stick with the relatively humane intro. This is the Hillbilly. I want to throw a thank you out to Big Top Farms and Sweetgrass Hemp Company for all the support through my cancer battles, and Savage the Boss Gaming, Cyclops Graphics, Cyclops Gaming on Facebook. All y'all have been wonderful with me, helping me out through all my stripes and troubles. And Al Decker and Eric Smith, top tier Patreon subscribers. That's all I got for now. You got the Portland Bagel Works, Rick over at Portland Bagel Works, doing amazing bagel work over there. The best bagels I've ever had. Tell you what, hands down, best bagels ever. What we have here is venison. I took some of the rump roast. I don't like roast, so I cut them up into steaks and I tenderized them. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take them like this. They're nice and tender. They got all this airspace in there. I mixed in some seasonings into my flour. We're gonna egg wash these things. Dip them in the flour one time. Egg wash, dip them in the flour again. And then right over into some hot oil. We'll see how this works. How do you think it's gonna work? Oh, these get a little hotter. That's all right. I'll be able to get a couple of them in there before they start really sizzling along. So, dust in the flour, egg wash, and dust in the flour again. There, we're helping out, getting the flour all over the place. Yeah, this is going to work out a little bit. So, if you're watching for the very first time, this is venison. It comes from a deer. This is kind of a series on wild foods. I cut these steaks about 3/4 to an inch thick. I pound the crap out of them with a meat tenderizer, little hammer thingy. I'm not automated when it comes to the tenderizing. I don't have the equipment to do that. I don't do this that often. So this is what it looks like. When I get these things cooked, when I get them good and hot, I'm gonna pull them out of here. There we go. And then I'm gonna saute some onions in that same oil. I gotta be really careful because I set my flour right here and I didn't close it right next to the sink. I went over the top of it to wash my hands. I know flour is relatively inexpensive, but I don't want to lose any of it. But in the flour, I put goyo adobo. It's that garlic turmeric seasoning. Some Lowry's seasoned salt. Everybody knows what that is. And of course, being a country fried chicken fried steak, it's got to have Famous Dave's in it. So a little bit of Famous Dave's, a little bit of Lowry's, and quite a bit of the goyo adobo. And I like garlic. I really like garlic. Whilst that stuff's cooking along over there, I'm going to take this here onion. I'm blessed to have one onion remaining. Just can't find the hole in the sack. There it is. There it is. I gotta cut up this onion for for sauteing. Hopefully y'all are gonna get a kick out of this. I ain't gonna cry. I ain't gonna cry much. Oh man, this onion's been sitting there a minute. I got the juices flowing in it already. Hearing some sizzling going on. What we'll do is we'll cut this in half. Right like that. There's a trick to this. I'm not sure if I know the trick, but there's a trick to it. The real beautiful thing is, I have sheep's head mushrooms, ram's head mushrooms, Maitake mushrooms. They're wild. They grow here in Oregon quite well. That's what's in these special little bags right here. Right there, Maitake mushrooms. They are wild. They were picked by what I'm assuming are elk hunters, because you got to be deep off in the woods to find them, and a little bit off your rocker to find them, which most elk hunters are, myself included. Yeah. And yeah, I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry, I promise. We just had a giant meltdown here at the Hillbilly household. The grandson lost some of his homework. Turns out he threw it away on accident. Because no kid would ever throw his homework away on purpose.
Was it homework?
Oh, it wasn't homework?
We'll be doing it in a couple of weeks.
Okay.
It's a future work.
Future art project then. So, I stand corrected. So this is what's happening. We're going to saute these onions, and we're going to saute the mushrooms afterwards in a different pan, because my wife doesn't like mushrooms, and we have someone here that's allergic to mushrooms, which is the first time I've ever heard of that. So,
Not me.
yeah, you heard of mushroom allergies?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. My wife's much smarter than I am, which we all know that to be true anyway. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to continue to do this and this and this and this and in there, and throw it all through. Oh, here. Let me show you that. I'm just going to chop up the onions like that. I'm going to saute the onions in butter. I'm going to saute the mushrooms in butter. It's going to go over the top of some of these steaks, and I'm going to put together a gravy too. So here's my hillbilly wife, my lovely, lovely, lovely bride. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. My God, there's stuff cooking right there. You can see it. See if the camera will stay there. And I'm going to pause this and we'll come back. We'll definitely come back to it. Ladies and gentlemen, these are sheep's head, ram's head, Maitake mushrooms. I got stuff cooking over here. So I'm going to take all this off the main gob. They call it a gob. The ripwad of the mushroom. Very carefully take them off of there. We have mushrooms. I cut these in a little bit smaller pieces and go put them in this buttery substance I got going on to start sauteing. But not too big a chunks to, we don't want to cover up the flavor of the venison. So we'll cut them up just about like that. I know you southern boys like that stuff. all y'all know that if you get it wrong, you're going to spend some time in the hospital. So, I'm going to go tend to this stuff. I'll come back to you in a minute. All right, boys and girls, we have plating. This is chicken fried or country fried venison steak, sauteed onions, and some light brown gravy with buttered corn. My wife doesn't eat the mushrooms, so I'm not putting them on here for her. So this is what this looks like. I'll come back and show you what'll be mine because it'll have mushrooms on it. I'll check you out in a minute. All right, boys and girls, we have country fried venison steak, buttered corn, buttered sweet corn, sauteed onions on the top of that steak, and these Maitake mushrooms. Get a good look at these. Maitake. They're called sheep's head or ram's head. Real good flavor to them. Just a beautiful thing. They're supposed to be better than chanterelles, better than morels. I don't know. I kind of like the morels when they're sauteed in the butter. But we put some of this brown gravy, light brown gravy, over the top of that. It's going to turn it into a whole lot of magic. So, just like that, we have dinner served. Waiting on nephew Mike, the driveway dweller, to show up, because he's the one that brought these mushrooms. I done sauteed them all up for him, got them all ready, and now he's a no-show. So, that's all right. We're gonna keep on keeping on. Just exactly what it is. It looks like that camera has stopped working, so we're gonna just turn it off. So this is the most important one right down there, with my dinner on it. I will check back with you. Let's just sign off. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Hillbilly. We're going to call this Wild Food Number 2 Maitake mushrooms, ram's head mushrooms. I hope you enjoyed this little blurb on here. If you enjoy it, please throw a subscribe to my YouTube channel. Throw a like and a follow and a share of the Facebook page. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter. You can also find me on Patreon. Go check me out on Patreon. Sign up, become a Patreon subscriber, a top tier subscriber. You get some cool deals on some cool hillbilly stuff. You can find me through that channel, through signing up on there. You can find me on a couple other social medias. So check it out. Come see me. And for God's sake, please eat well.